Hello everyone, I am Mohsin Dar, founder and CEO of Enrive, and I'm really excited today to talk to you about our upcoming program Internship Abroad. Since our existence in 2015, we've done multiple international educational programs for high school students, but today it gives me real pleasure to reveal a program which we truly believe will add value to your international professions and also to your careers overall. So, when I was thinking of structuring today's info session, I thought of talking about the future, not this one, the future of jobs, and see how the dynamic landscape is evolving. Then, understand how international exposure will help us adopt this dynamic change. And finally, talk about internship abroad program, its overview, and all the details which you are very curious to know at this point of time. So, by the end of 30 minutes, I hope you share the same enthusiasm that we have today for this program. When we talk about future of jobs, it's key to understand what factors are driving this change. First and foremost is globalization. Now, I know it's not a political buzzword anymore with Brexit happening and then Trump being selected as the US president, but it still holds very true for the economical world. Companies are growing, they're increasing their global footprint, which means that they're becoming more accessible to the global workforce. And that results in a lot of millennials who want to work outside of their home countries, and in return increases uh, a decent level of competition in the global workforce arena. Skills are becoming extremely important, I would say as important as a degree, because while degrees are important and you should put your mind and heart into achieving a good degree, you can no longer base your entire career on the skills you learn during a degree. Your full career brand image is created by the skills you then learn after being part of an industry. Skills will shape your career. They will become your unique selling prepositions in the future. And that's what the expectation of different managers and a lot of chief executives are. They want to have a learning centric workforce who understand how skills will change in the next 5 to 10 years, adopt to those changes, and be highly relevant in the work that they're doing and for the industries in which they work for. It's very interesting to look at, one or two example. Some skills they remain same, like at the same position, like complex problem solving, because of the nature of the requirement. World is complex. Situations are becoming even more complex, so employers they need people who can understand the situation and solve them in a lean fashion. But look at emotional intelligence, for example. It was nowhere on the list in 2015. In 2020, it is expected to jump up to position number 6 because workforce work environments, in fact, they're becoming extremely diverse with people coming from different cultures, with different work ethics. So, emotionally intelligent people are required to understand these different dynamics and roll out projects in multiple geographies. Simultaneously, they're able to work in India and they're able to work with a team in US, but also lead negotiations with the party that is sitting on the other side of table. Talent communities. These consist of recruiters, professional networks, expert communities. They're becoming extremely important in finding the right talent for a employer. I'll give you an example of Accenture. It's a company. which employs around 400,000 people throughout the globe. And the major recruiting strategy is through professional network. I got hired at Accenture through a professional networks. Most of my colleagues and friends whom I know, they have been hired through expert communities, through recruiters. So being part of the talent communities is extremely crucial if you want to be hired at the right company. Times are gone when we used to look at newspapers to find jobs, and now that's what our elders used to do. We used to look at the websites and apply, but today talent communities are really driving the HR policies of a lot of companies. Virtual work is going to bring a lot of opportunities for people from a developing world, because as companies grow, they're also becoming hungry of talent. They want to gain that talent wherever, whenever possible. So opportunities like freelancing and virtual workplaces is going to grow over the period of time. Last but not the least, disruption is changing the career landscape extremely quickly, based on the fact that technology, demographics, and socio-economical factors are transforming really fast. They're making skill set life cycle really short. So we need to embrace this change. The only thing that is going to be constant in the next 5, 10 years is change itself. It's important for us to be on our toes, understand what new skills are relevant in our fields, and start making plans to adopt them. So keep these factors in your mind, in back of your head. So when we talk about international exposure, we'll try to understand how this exposure can help us cater these factors. But before we go into deeper discussions, I just want to share an anecdote that changed my mindset. So, coming from a military background, I was always focused on joining the army because I was inspired by my father's work, but also because I had really limited knowledge of the career fields which existed. Back at that time, I was most often given opportunities in either to go study engineering or medical, and I would have chosen army because I thought I will be a much better military person than the other two. So fortunately, I got this opportunity for an international 2 weeks international educational and excursion trip in Germany. I didn't think this through, apart from the fact that I want to have a nice vacation in Germany, and we'll think about the other language factor and industrial factor when we actually get there. What I didn't realize is I'll meet a lot of good opportunities. Not this one, the real opportunities. When I went to these companies, it suddenly occurred to me that I can be part of BMW, of Volkswagen, the companies I've always dreamt to work for, by even studying logistics, by studying supply chain management, by studying procurement or marketing. I do not have to be an engineer in order to work for these companies. So a whole lot of opportunities, they started looking more realistic to me. And the other change was the motivation that I got. I was part of a group of 30 people almost, coming from different geographies, from US, from Eastern Europe, and somehow they already had clue of what they want to do in their life, in their professional careers. So it gave me a positive, motivation to compete and grow in this global workforce. So what I'm coming to is that international experience, no matter if it's for a Pakistani, if it's for someone who's coming from US or Europe, it broadens the horizon because you start looking at the same opportunity from different angle, different perspective, and you get different ideas of what you can do or achieve in life. But this is not a overnight process. For me, I went to a couple of other international trips before, I finally got motivated and I finally understood what I want to do in life. But it's never too late, right? Most of you, this is a story of my A-level time, but let's fast forward and see what opportunities do we have now, which you can avail at this point of time. So at this time, you can either enter into an international workforce through an internship, which is starting your career, or through a university. Let's focus on internships for now and understand what opportunities you get as soon as you start doing an internship in a developed world. Immediately, you start practicing new and leading industrial processes. You start to learn these processes, practice them, and master them over the period of time. Simultaneously, you get opportunity to learn from highly experienced teams. Internships are really serious in Germany or in any developed countries. Interns have their own set of responsibilities, they have their own deliverables, which the companies also understand. So they enable the intern to achieve the goal by which they're set to achieve by the end of the period. So you get a lot of opportunities to learn from experienced members or managers and build upon that experience. Then you start using latest tools and technologies. Correlating to the point of disruption, the factor disruption which is changing in the career landscape, tools and technologies, you look at HR, you look at procurement, management, even the managerial, uh, core managerial areas, you will find tools and technologies which are helping drive change in those areas. So it's extremely valuable if you understand and learn to handle tools in your field of interest. I think this point of mentorship is the biggest opportunity that you get in an international internship, because your mentors, they are people who understand where the industry is going, who are subject matter expert in your field, and who understand your capabilities in a complete spectrum. They know your strengths, they also know your weaknesses. So they are key people who can guide you on how you should develop your career path. And this mentorship is extremely crucial in shaping your future career. Developed countries, especially countries like US, Germany, UK, or Japan, they are at heart of innovation. So you automatically start engaging in discussions about what's upcoming in your field of career. And when you do that, you become more self-confident, you become more aware, which reflects in your day-to-day efforts, which reflects in your day-to-day job. Importantly, you get access to talent communities, which are recruiters, which are professional networks, which can also be subject matter experts, can also be your mentor, who sooner or later will be helping you in establishing a career in the job market. Last but not the least, you get access to the universities. For those of you who would like to go for a master's or a PhD after they do an internship or they've done a job for a couple of years, you get access to these universities. And this is not a normal access I'm talking about. When you're here, you get to understand what research areas a university want to work in. A very good example is a good friend of mine who graduated with me at Jacobs. He joined a research since he was very closely knitted into computer science. He joined a research group of Technical University Munich here, through which he was able to transfer to Stanford, and now he's working as a research associate there. So it just opens a lot more of opportunities within an educational institution. So now that you have these opportunities, let's understand how what are the benefits and what will you do after you've done an internship? What will be the gains? You will become part of a global workforce. You already had the talent before you came to Germany, but you weren't open for this job market. Now you've unlocked that stage as well. You develop key relevant skills. You first understand what key relevant skills are in your field of interest, and then you start developing that. You increase your employability by having this direct access to talent communities, to professional networks. You open doors of bringing work back home with you in terms of virtual work and freelancing. Whoops. You get access to new educational specializations. You understand and explore what different specializations are in universities here. You might have in your mind already what specialization you want to do, but after a couple of talks with the admission office, attending some workshops at a university, you might find a fit which is even more close to what you aspire in life. And last but not the least, you start getting exposure to different cultures and languages, which again is extremely important to be an emotionally intelligent workforce. So you see how doing starting an international internship is the first stepping stone in catering to the factors that are changing the career landscape and ensuring that you are relevant not only for your national market but also your international job market. Now that we've talked about international internship, let's quickly go through the program itself. It's a 3 month of internship program that we are starting in summer 2017. Internships will be in small and medium enterprise sector of Germany, purely corporate firms, no NGOs, no NPOs or government organizations. We want to give you the experience of corporate sector. Internships are available will be available in science, technology, engineering, math, business administration, and social science fields. Very important to understand here is that we will get work permit authorized for you. That you will not go on interim solutions like tourist visa or Schengen visa. Your work permit will be authorized by the Federal Labor Association of Germany. German language courses will be offered as part of the internship, and all the internships are available in English and in German. You'll have access to these eligibility criteria also on our Facebook page, so I'll just highlight important ones. You should have educational background in the desired field of internship. You should be enrolled throughout the period of internship with your university, and you should have completed at least 4 semesters in your university, which means that students who have completed their second year at the university are eligible to apply for this program. Application process is a simple one. Deadlines are challenging, but they are manageable. So we want you to submit your interest. Either you can do that after the info session today, or go to your university admin or outreach offices to submit your interests. Then 16th of December is our application deadline. That is when all your online application along with all your documentations should be submitted. And then we have Skype interviews. After the Skype interviews, you'll have an internship decision. This is very important at this time. So by 15th of March latest, you'll know where you will be placed in which company. And 21st of April 2017, we'll apply for work permits for all the applicants, all the participants of the program. There's a decent list of documents which are required, but then they're not really hard to get. So we need things from student. We need a couple of documentation from universities, like list of courses, English proficiency certificate, transcript, and so on and so forth. From the student, we need their CV, personal or motivational letter, some legal documentations, and then letter of recommendations, so on and so forth. Like I said, you'll get the access to this list on our Facebook page, so I won't go more into detail. But here I spend a minute or two. We have two packages. I think both of them are full of value. So internship placement, 2 month, 2 months German language course, German health insurance, not a travel health insurance, but a health insurance which actually bought in Germany. Work permit authorization, pre-departure orientations to already prepare you of what to expect and how to do things in Germany already, and 24/7 staff support in Pakistan. Comprises of the basic package, which is 2,640 euros. What's additional in the full package is international airfare, monthly meal allowance, which is 150 euros. It's more than enough. I have been here for 6 years already, and I spent maximum 80 euros a month on meals. Monthly transportation allowance of 30 euros, and we also help you with the apartment hunt here. And the full package is 4,100 euros. So choose whichever one is most feasible to you. We are happy to help either ways. Payment and cancellation policies. I wouldn't go into too much details. What's the basic takeaway here is that there's an application fees, which is 50 euros that you submit at the time you apply. Major chunk, 85% of the payment only happens when you have a positive internship decision from Enrive. So the payment policy and as well as cancellation policies are very applicant friendly. I encourage you to read the policies and get back to us if you have any questions. It was good talking to you about what we think are key factors of international internships and how it can help you ignite your international career at this stage. In case you have any questions, we will be very happy to get in touch with you. Please write to us on our email address or get into contact on the mobile number provided here. For regular updates, I encourage you to stay tuned to our Facebook page. Like I said, we'll upload a lot of documentation regarding internship abroad. So all the pricing and documents required, etc., on Facebook page. So that will be your document repository for this program. Thank you very much for your patience and for listening. And we are looking forward to working with you. Thank you and bye bye.